Hi, my name is Jade, and this is the business that I am trying to save. It's MT Returnables, located in Queensbury, New York. It's a bottle return center, and it is in jeopardy of closing. My father started this business when I was in high school, after he and many others in the community, hundreds in fact, lost their jobs at the local paper mill. He searched and searched for another similar job, and the market was so saturated with applications that he was having a hard time. So he ended up one day bringing home a bunch of bottles and cans and continued to do this. My family and I all thought our father was having a nervous breakdown. But what we didn't know was he had done research in New York State on the bottle bill, a recycling initiative that the state implemented to try to keep the streets clean and prevent recyclable materials from going in the garbage. This initiative was expanded in 2008 to include water bottles, and I color code these boxes. As you can see by the blue boxes, water bottles account for a great deal of our business. So that is proof that this initiative does work, and it does encourage people to return their containers rather than throw them away. So if you are unfamiliar with how a state with a redemption system works, when you go to a store, you pay 5 cents on your container, and when you finish that container, you take the empty container to a place like this, and you get your 5 cents back. Doesn't sound like a whole lot, right? It adds up when you put the containers together. We have accounts here at this business to help fundraise for charities, sports groups, school organizations, and they raise a lot of money with bottles and cans. We have one Boy Scout troop who set up an account with us, and in 11 months they raised over $12,000. So the reason that I am applying for this application is because on August 16th of 2020, I got a knock on my door, and there was a sheriff suddenly handing me my father's belongings and telling me to call the hospital. I did that, and they patched me through to a doctor rather than just giving me information, and I immediately knew that something was very wrong. The doctor proceeded to tell me that my father was in a motorcycle accident and he didn't survive. To say this was unexpected is an understatement, and to say that this has been the most devastating thing my family could ever endure, even in 2020, understatement. This is my father, Robert Ball. Happy picture in his bottles and cans for the newspaper. We took that photo when we were able to expand the business to a second location. In 2012, my dad came to me defeated and struggling with administrative things, and he just said, "You've got to take over and do this. I can't do it anymore. I don't know how to do it." So I ended up doing that for my father, and to be honest, I had a lot of things that I had to learn on my own. I did go to school and get a business degree, but to apply those things in real life is a whole different story, and I had to teach myself how to do payroll taxes, estimated taxes, deal with the IRS, schedule employees, insurance policies that were required, making payments on time and properly the way that they're meant to be. But thankfully I was able to do that, and not only did I help my dad save his business, but we also were able to expand to the second location, and we are standing in that second location right now. So over the last 6 months, my family and I have been dealing with our father's estate, and it has been a very slow, complicated, messy process, and it has put us in a situation with the business where we are in jeopardy of having to close our doors if we can't get financing to reopen. We have fantastic customers who have been calling and messaging almost every day, wondering when we're going to open. They have been so extremely patient, and they've been telling us for 6 months that they are still hanging on to those bottles and cans because they want to bring them here and they want to support this business. So I need to get these doors open for those customers, and I want to be able to honor my father's memory because he deserves it. He worked for nearly 2 decades on this business, and he did that to make sure that his kids were left with something. So that is my goal, and if I were to receive a grant, I would use the money to pay my staff and bring people back to work who have lost their jobs due to this particular circumstance, and also be able to pay my customers because it is a backwards business, and instead of customers giving me money to purchase items, they give me items and I give them money. So I do need startup funds. That is the only thing holding me back from that particular situation. I have done everything else, and I have been running this business for my father for the last 8 years. So thankfully, I am already prepared to take over for him and continue what he built. So I appreciate your time, and I hope that you will consider me for this grant and understand that these circumstances are very particular and hard. Thank you.